Welcome to the April 10th, 2025 regular board meeting of the Banning Unified School District Board of Trustees. The time is 5:30 p.m. Please be advised that a recording or broadcast of this meeting is being made at the direction of the board. Clerk Anguiano, please take roll.
Trustee Martinez Lara,
Present.
Trustee Novales,
Present.
President Ruiz,
Present.
Trustee Troutman, not present, and Clerk Anguiano is present. Please let the record reflect that we have a quorum.
Item 1.2, Pledge of Allegiance. We now invite our Cadet Corps to present the colors ahead of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Ready, front, carry, color, right, six, forward, march, left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right, 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 left, march, 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 color, halt, left, six, freeze it, color.
Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Six, forward, march, left, 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 right, 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 left, 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 right. March, 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 color guard, halt, left, take, dismiss.
Item 1.3, adopt the agenda. Are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Are there any board requests to change the agenda? Okay, do I have a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as posted?
I'll move. I'll second.
I have a motion from Trustee Martinez Lara and a second from Trustee Novales. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. The agenda is adopted with a 4-0 vote. Item 1.4, student presentations. I would like to invite Dr. Causey Bush to the podium to introduce this evening's student presentations.
Good evening, President Ruiz, distinguished members of the board, Superintendent Davis, and the Banning community. This evening, we have some amazing students who are ready to share some highlights at their respective school sites. First, we will have our youngest come up, representing Florida Street, Mr. Briar McAlpin. Oh, wait. Here, one. Yes. Okay. Okay, and then we're gonna turn you here so you can see. There you go. Okay. Well, I don't think they can. We're gonna have you come down for a moment, okay? Yes.
Can you step down,
Yes.
sir?
Yes.
Can you step down? Thank you.
For the street, it's the, oh, there we go. Okay, here we go, Briar. You're welcome. Ready?
Yes.
Okay, go.
Good evening, Board President Ruiz. Distinguished members of the board, Superintendent Davis, and members of the Banning community. My name is Brian McAlpine, and I'm a 4th Street Discovery Center student. We are thrilled about our fantastic new classrooms and playgrounds. The students have a wonderful time learning through play and discovery. Additionally, our open house will be held on Tuesday, April 15th, and our TK promotion will take place on May 28th. I hope to see you there. Learning is fun, and we genuinely enjoy coming to school. Thank you, and have a great evening.
That's going to be a tough act to follow, but we are definitely going to try to follow him. And I think we'll be fine because representing Nicolette, in place of our amazing students this evening will be Mrs. Michelle Downard.
Not go after that. Oh, that was good. Good evening, Board President Ruiz, distinguished members of the board, Superintendent Davis, and members of the Banning community. To start off this month, we had our dance where the theme was 80s filled with lots of fun and dancing. Then on April 8th, we had our 4th pack track of the year, which was jumpers during lunch for the students to celebrate getting no D's or F's and less than 5 tardies. No more than 2 absences. Whew. How did you do so amazing? And no discipline. Next on our busy schedule for the month, we have a field trip on 4/15/25 to watch the Quakes play at their stadium, but only 8th graders who qualify for promotion get to go. Also, we are still going to keep our lanyard policy while on the bus because no lanyard, no bus. But before that, we have our STEM conference at Harvey Mudd to learn about the impact of STEM on 4/12/25 with the same policy as any, no lanyard, no bus. Now, our open house is April 16th from 4 to 7 for our families to come and check out the campus as well as others in the community. So come and join us for a night of fun and games. And next month, on May 3rd, we have our once-in-a-lifetime 8th grade promotion dance with the theme of black and white for a classy and elegant dance for our hardworking 8th graders who are promoting. And our promotion will be on May 30th, which is our last day of school. That's all of the updates for May and April. Thank you for your time.
And representing Coombs Alternative is Miss Anna Phillips.
Good evening, Board President Ruiz, distinguished members of the board, Superintendent Davis, and members of the Banning community. I'm Anna Phillips. I'm from Banning Independent Study School and a proud member of the class of 2025. Here are some of our highlights. 27 students earned awards for being on the honor roll for the 3rd quarter. New Horizons is proud to say we had 10 gold, 5 silver, and 12 bronze honor roll award winners this past quarter. This is Horizon Pride. And congratulations are in order for our top graduates, New Horizons senior Amanda and BIS senior Janessa, who will be honored at the RCOE Student Academic Awards Dinner on April 17th. In addition, we had 9 students receive attendance awards for March. Go Stallions. We are happy to say that we have nearly completed our 2nd semester team building and leadership workshop with Juan Arambo and the ANU project. These have helped us build confidence, explore collaboration, and most importantly, strengthen our Coombs family. On April 9th, we traveled to Lake Paris for our all-day ANU leadership retreat. A special thank you to Miss Erica Guzman, Coombs Staff Member of the Year, who has launched the Coombs Cosmetology Club. Ms. Guzman is sharing practical lessons and hands-on training in this newest opportunity. Junior Jesse said, "We have been styling hair and learning how to perm and straighten hair. We're studying makeup and how to be a manicurist, pedicurist, learning the care and beautification of hands and feet, including nails." Coombs is pleased to announce that we are so fortunate to now have our very own master gardener from UC Riverside. Please welcome Miss Del John Van Vossen. Ms. Dell is working with our garden club and sharing her knowledge of native California plants and trees. Junior Nicholas Loiza said, "I think the way Ms. Dell explains different plants and how they help out is interesting and very influential." Junior Arabella Sanders says, "The garden is pretty cool. Coombs softball team season has begun. Thank you, Coach Aha, Coach Joe, and Coach Sanchez for launching the team. Coach Joe said our players have formed a great team and are poised to win. Go Stallions. Thank you for allowing me to share our Coombs report with you."
And representing Banning High School, Ms. Gisela Martin.
Good evening, Board President Ruiz, distinguished members of the board, Superintendent Davis, and members of the Banning community. My name is Gisela, and I am one of the student representatives here to speak on behalf of Banning High School. I'm excited to give you an update on the wonderful experiences we had so far this year. In April, it is with great pride and excitement that we announced the Junior Honor Escorts for 2025. These exceptional students have been selected based on their outstanding academic performance, leadership qualities, and dedication to our school community. As Junior Honor Escorts, they will represent the very best of our school values and spirit, playing a key role in our upcoming events. The girls' basketball banquet was a great success. It was a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the team's hard work, achievements, and sportsmanship. The event highlighted the dedication and growth of the student athletes, and it was a true reflection of our school's community spirit. Our Banning High School students also visited Nicollet Middle School to promote fall sports to the current 8th graders. It was a great opportunity for our high school athletes to inspire the younger students and encourage them to get involved in sports next year. Today, we also hosted our mental health walk, and it was a success. This important event aims to raise awareness about mental health and provide an opportunity for students to come together in support of mental well-being. It is a chance to promote open conversations, reduce stigma, and highlight the resources available for mental health support. Currently, our avid juniors are on their junior road trip. This exciting opportunity allows them to visit colleges, explore potential career paths, and gain valuable insight into their future academic journeys. It's a chance for our students to expand their horizons and get inspired for the next steps in their education. Later this month, we'll also be celebrating the last food day of the year. It's always fun and a tasty way to wrap up the school year, bringing students together to enjoy some great food and reflect on this year's accomplishments. Thank you for listening, for your continued support of our Banning students and programs. We truly appreciate the opportunity to share these updates with you. Thank you.
Thank you again, and that concludes our student remarks for the evening.
Thank you. I'd like it entered into the minutes that trustee Troutman joined us at 5:42. Item 1.5, student board member comments, Brian Calderon. I would like to now hear from our student board member.
Good evening, President Reese, Superintendent Davis, distinguished members of the board, and the Banning community. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak tonight. I want to start by shining a spotlight on an incredible moment for our school, our Banning High baseball team. They recently had the amazing opportunity to play at the Angel Stadium. And not only did they play, but they brought home a win. It was a proud and unforgettable experience for the team and the entire school community. Speaking of baseball, spring sports are in full swing now, and the energy on the campus is incredible. Our athletes are giving it their all, and so many teams have already had strong starts to their season, from track and field to softball and tennis. The spirit of competition and teamwork is alive and well. For us seniors, this time of year feels especially exciting. With prom right around the corner, the graduation ceremony approaching, and grad night on the horizon, it's starting to feel real that our high school journey is coming to a close. There's a lot of joy, a lot of pride, and yes, a little bit of nervousness too. But overall, we're just so excited to celebrate everything we've accomplished and to look forward to what's next. Thank you for your continued support of our school, our programs, and our students. It truly makes a difference. Thank you.
Item 1.6, introduction of school resource officers. I would like to invite Mr. Shilriff to introduce the district's resource officers.
Good evening. I'd like to introduce Officer Frederick Antonio, one of our school resource officers. Officer Antonio has been with us since the beginning of the calendar year and has been instrumental in helping us improve the overall safety for our students and staff. Officer Antonio brings 10 years of experience in law enforcement to our schools and has already made a name for himself as a consummate professional who is dedicated to serving our students, staff, and the Banning community. I'd like to turn the floor over to Officer Antonio, give him an opportunity to introduce himself and answer any questions you may have for him.
Thank you for the introduction, Joe. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Officer Antonio from the Banning Police Department. I'm currently assigned SRO here, Student Resource Officer for the Banning Police Unified School District. I'll give you a quick bio of my history. I started this career in law enforcement in 2015. I was a deputy for Riverside County Sheriff's Department. I worked the correctional jails at Robert Pressley Detention Center, transportation, and I worked patrol in the city of Moreno Valley. I've been with Banning since July 2024. I did patrol for about 6 months, and beginning of this year, I started my new assignment as a student resource officer. Thank you. Any questions for me?
Welcome, we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Item 1.7, opportunity for community comments, closed session items. Did we receive any other community comments?
Just one comment. Individuals who wish to address the board on matters which affect the district and its programs are requested to complete a request to address Board of Trustees card and submit it to the administrative assistant. Speakers are asked to limit comments to 3 minutes. While the board welcomes input from the community, they will not respond or take action during public comments. The board may decide to refer matters to the district staff or take under advisement for a future meeting. All speakers are reminded to be respectful and courteous.
So at this time, I would like to invite Renee Torres to come down to the podium.
Good afternoon. My name is Renee, Mr. Torres. To the band kids, that's what they know me by. I'm here representing as all right. Oh, I would like to say, nice to meet you guys and see you guys, cabinet members, Superintendent Davis, Mr. Baker, Mr. Herrera, Ms. Kazi Bush, and let me go back into this. I'm sorry. All right. Okay, I am here representing the Banning Broncos. Okay, I'm here to represent the Banning Broncos Marching Regiment. We're a very strong set of individuals from all of our, as far as the parents go. We've been here for at least well over before COVID. I didn't get into this until I'd say my son was an 8th grader, and he was in the marching band, started as a clarinet, worked his way all the way to saxophone. Actually, he worked his way to tuba, and then tried to do percussions, and he worked around. He played around with a lot of instruments as well. As part of the boosters, we've been just mostly taking care of getting the kids to competitions during the fall season. And if you guys remember during the football seasons of last year, we did have them, if you remember that big brown tree, that's our show. So it's like we do that as a competition for the season. And we would do that to other schools to sort of do like our halftime show. We get ranked from when we enter the field to when we leave the field, from stance, from holding our positions, everything. So, and then afterwards, we are done with that after the season ends, after the semester, and then we go into concert band, but we're not part of that. That's more of a CIF. We do marching band, that's more of our CIF sport affiliation, where the other one is based on academics. But we do help with that. As part of the boosters, we'd like to keep that going so that way the kids who were in marching band still stay dedicated all the way through, keeping their GPA well above, so that way they can be able to go and further off their college degrees and try to get there, at least stay above that 3.0 and maybe even higher. Where we've even had one of our, I wasn't here at that time, but we just had one of our band kids return this year with a bachelor's degree, graduated from Mississippi State, and she came back just to come in here and see how we were doing. All right, let me go into the convey some congratulations. We did have a competition in Beaumont, and that was with our Nicollet concert band. I believe that was orchestra, I'm sorry. They went and competed for the there's an acronym for it, SCSBOA competition, and they did actually get excellence. So, I mean, it wasn't enough to progress. You have to have 2 superiors to progress, but they did great. So give it a round for at least Mr. Damien for being the director for that. And he did really good for that. Those kids are middle schoolers and they're really trying to progress. And I do want to commemorate a different school though. I do want to say a shout out to at least Beaumont High. They went in and they got superiors, and they're going to progress into the semifinals, which is the winter, they call it the spring, they call it the festival, what do you call it? A different kind of festival. It's more of their semifinals, and they keep going on further and further. Well, unfortunately, they were able to go and proceed. Unfortunately, we weren't able to even attend. And I'm speaking more of the concerns of our marching band season for the following year. And I'm also speaking in regards for the future of our direction that we're going to proceed with. We started off with a brand new director. Our previous director who did succeed, he's actually at Beaumont now. We lost him last year. They did great this year over there. In regards to that, we got our new director, and we tried to start off with band camp. And he told me when we first started, let's be transparent about a lot of things. Let's talk about everything that was going on from the beginning, and we'll just keep a good conversation. That was what I was told with him. We were good. So we did band camp. He only was able to complete at least about a week and a half of it and say that he had to do some other things. We agreed. And when we heard about it, he told one set of stories to me, to the principal, saying we were great. Apparently, he told a different set of administrators that it was a failure, that our kids were not ready to compete for the following season. Also, when we started going towards our next season, when we started the first week of school, we were told that the kids had to be for a meeting for the beginning of the school so we can discuss whether they're going to compete and everything. Because a lot of them didn't show because it was the first week of school, a lot of things going on. He didn't feel it was 100% dedication from the kids from that set. So he decided to pull our competition season for the season. We didn't have no shot, no speak, no say over the matter. Just saying that our kids were not ready enough, that he will take them on field trips to go and see competitions, how they really should go. I haven't seen a field trip for that whole season. I know you guys did see us on the football field, and that was the only thing is like, that's a practice. Literally, that's just us playing the fight song. That's just to keep the morale going for the high school band, for everything else, for everything from football and everything else.
Mr. Torres?
Yeah.
No disrespect. But if you can wrap this up in a
I'm gonna try
minute,
to rattle quick.
anything else that you're not able to share, please
That's
email
fine.
me.
I got partridge, and I made sure for that, to make sure I wrap this up. I didn't want to go like a 9 mile. I mean, you know. All right, there's a lot more. There's, from there, we have, our color guard. We don't even know if those girls will return because of the factor that there was a person that was trying to train them that wasn't even clear to the district, to my understanding. And this guy went and yelled at them. One of our girls had to have a phone on her so that way she can call her parents. She's after school. That makes sense, you know? That way her dad can call her to see where she's at. He was upset. This guy got upset. And then a lot of the girls disbanded from that. Then we still tried to keep going on, and it was just a lot more of our color guards didn't want to deal with it, but all that we kept hearing was excuses saying that these kids did not want to, be 100% dedicated and cooperative. But this is our kids in our high school. A lot of them have different aspects and attributes that they're going for: soccer, football, all kinds of things, track and field. That adds on their college application. That adds a lot to their, their list when they're trying to leave. So to hear them say that, oh, you can't do something because you're not 100% dedicated, and pull things from them and say, well, it's either that or nothing. Well, then the kids went and did what they had to do. We didn't make it to our comp season because he had an illness. But the way that was told about this illness for this concert season, he told the actual bent first, saying he was not coming. Second, he told the children. We didn't hear about it until the kids told us, and we had to reach out to the administrators to actually get a hold of him. And then he told his story about that. And that was very upsetting to hear, that he had already burned our bridge to even get there. We had people that were supposed to be waiting for us. We had Mrs. Richardson, who had a composition piece that was supposed to be played at that event. We were supposed to play that. We didn't play it at all. She literally was waiting at the hold for that piece. So now she's literally
Okay,
standing.
I'm sorry, Mr. Torres.
That's fine.
But
There's a lot more, I guess.
Mr.
I'll send an
Torres,
email.
please send me all that information and we'll follow up, okay?
I have a lot. That's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Just a quick show. This is our comp shirts. This is our show from Mr. Ronquillo. This is our show from Mr. Hernandez. We did get to semifinals with these ones. We got 2 golds and 1 silver with this trophy, and I'm really happy with that. That was last year. So yeah, I'm a little worked, so I'm trying to keep composure, but yeah, we didn't get to compete this year. And I really want for the next year to actually be a more direction. We don't have faith in this for this next year with this director. I'm sorry to say that. I tried, I waited as long as I did. This is the final last months. We're at the end. We're doing a last minute save to play for these kids. So I'm sorry that I had to wait this long, but there was no other way but decided to let it roll out and see where we were going. So, all right. Thank you very much. Have a good afternoon.
Item 2, closed session. The board will now go into closed session. The time is 5:58. We are back from closed session. The time is 8:06 PM. Clerk Anguiano, please take roll.
Trustee Martinez Lara. Present. Trustee Novales.
Present.
President Ruiz.
Present.
Trustee Troutman. Present. Clerk Anguiano is present. Please let the record reflect that we have a quorum.
All right. Item 3.1, report from closed session. Clerk Anguiano, please share.
Okay. Item 2.1, in closed session, the board received information and was updated. Item 2.2, in closed session, the board received information. Item 2.3, in closed session, the board received information and was updated. Item 2.4, in closed session, the board received information and was updated.
Mhm.
Item 2.5, in closed session, the Board of Trustees approved the appointment of Anna Torres for Data and Assessment Coordinator. Motion was made by Novales, seconded by Troutman, and carried on a 4-1 vote.
Good evening, President Ruiz, Clerk Aguiano, distinguished board members, Superintendent Davis, community. It is my great honor on behalf of the Banning Unified School District, Board of Trustees, and Superintendent Davis, announce Anna Torres as the Data and Assessment Coordinator for the Banning Unified School District. Ms. Torres brings 21 years of experience in the field of education, including 15 years of dedication to the Banning Unified School District as a math teacher, ASB and activities director, athletic director, K-12 instructional coach, dean of students, and an educational technology coordinator. Her most recent role is the assistant principal at Banning High School. Ms. Torres earned a bachelor's of mathematics from the California State University of San Bernardino and a master's degree in curriculum and instruction from the University of Redlands. Please join me in welcoming Anna Torres as the Data and Assessment Coordinator for the Banning Unified School District.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity. I want to thank the board, I want to thank the district and our community. So I'm really excited to go into this position and help our district keep moving forward. So thank you.
Item 3.2, Educational Services, Student Matters, expulsion of student number 2024-25-07.
This item is for the board to discuss and approve to expel or not based on the recommendation of the Board of Trustees.
Work. Is there a motion and a second to open item 3.2?
I move.
A second.
Is that Novales? I have a motion. Oh, any questions? I always forget that part. I apologize. I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from trustee Novales to expel student to community day school for 2 semesters, case number 2024-25-07. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 3.3, opportunity for community comments, open session items. Have we received any community comments?
We did not receive any comments.
Are there any comments now? Item 3.4, BTA comments. I would like to welcome BTA President Anthony Garcia.
Hi, good evening, everyone. First of all, I just want to congratulate Ms. Torres for her promotion. Second, the district likes to speak a lot about collaboration, teamwork, and educational partners, about the trust we have built to improve labor relations and how we may not agree on issues, but we will always work together to solve problems. I have to ask if these are just buzzwords the district likes to throw around, or do they actually believe in them? Because actions speak louder than words, and recent district actions do not reflect those words. Negotiations are a mess. The district does not have to always agree with us, but to flat out say no and offer no solutions of their own when the district is well aware of the continuing problems does not reflect the spirit of these words. Threats and negotiations do not reflect the spirit of the words. Submitting a community schools grant without getting input from staff and community prior to it being written does not reflect the spirit of these words. I really do hope that things will get better on April 16th and that we can get back on track, truly working together. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 3.5, CSEA comments. I would like to welcome CSEA President Jennifer Serrano. Okay, thank you. Item 4.1, superintendent's comments.
Good evening, Board President Ruiz, members of the board, our school community. A few things to report and a tangent to go on. So first of all, I'll start with a few things to report. There is a survey that was sent out that will be closing before we go to spring break about the theme for next school year. We've sent that out to students and staff. So far, we have roughly about 150, 60 responses, which isn't too bad, but we would like to have more. So please get that in. We'll evaluate that and most likely send out another one with our top kind of list. That way we keep moving forward. Next thing I would like to talk about is the recognition dinner is tomorrow night at Two Quick Canyon. And so I don't think there's any additional seats at this point. Just we'll be recognizing our employee of the years, as well as our retirees. I want to give a major shout out to Briar McAlpin. Briar, yes, give him some love. If you were not here earlier, please take a look at it on the video. It was our TK student that was up here, and he is reading, and he was sharp, and he was clean. He had no nervousness, none. He just knocked it out. So great job to you, Ms. Burgess, and the staff for working with our young ones. Excellent job. Good job, Briar. So now to a few other things. On March 21st, I had the opportunity to attend the play, You Are a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Man, if you were able to see that play, and this is what happens when we have programs and they start to develop. The first one I went to, they had the mics kind of taped to their face. You couldn't always hear them, and it takes time. It takes time to develop. But this last one, the students were on point. It was a colorful stage. They actually painted the floor of the stage. And I said, is this paint? She says, yes, that's what we're supposed to do. And then we paint it back black. And so I just really love all the hard work that went into that. And our students do a great job learning their parts and being a part of that. It is really, really good to see. But I would be remiss without talking about some of our teachers that were involved. Our drama teacher is involved in that. Our construction trades is involved with that, making sets. Our digital media teacher, they had students filming that play. Our art teacher actually was on the piano. So the stage in the PAC, they took out that whole front, which is the orchestra pit, and that's where they performed the music. And I think that was I think they did it one other time, but that was my first time seeing it. And I was just really blown away. And that is led by our theater director, Mrs. Griffey. So I just really want to thank them for all of the hard work that they do. Next, I want to talk a little bit about Central Elementary enrollment. This is like, why are we talking about this? Because I try to be transparent and collaborative. That's what I do every day. That's who I am. So there was an agenda item that was going to be on the board agenda about Central Elementary. It wasn't really about the DI program, but it impacts the dual immersion program. And let me just share with you what's going on. We have some challenges in our district. With our 4 elementary schools, the attendance is not evened out. We have a site that has 800. We have a site that has almost 200. We have a site that has 300, 400, or 500. It's not equitable. So what the board and I have been discussing is doing a study to develop site boundaries. Site boundaries mean we look at the district distribution of students and we try to make it equal in terms of how many students going to each school site. That's a lengthy process, and we're going to be looking at that next year. Central has the challenge where there is no space at all, 0. If I walked on that campus with anyone, I could just show you at least 4 classrooms, and you would go, oh my gosh, we have people on top of each other. There is no space. So we have to resolve that issue. That issue is not going to be resolved with temporary fixes. We have a temporary fix for next year, but the site boundary committee in that process is going to resolve it going forward. Then we look at equity issues. So first is equality, then it's equity, which are two different things. So I just wanted to share that to our community. We will be embarking upon that next year. We will receive feedback. That report will be presented to the board, so that way decisions can be made about how we move about students in the district. Finally, I want to talk about the listening tours. So Mr. Garcia and I have been out at school sites. We've actually completed 4 of the 8 sites, and we met with CSEA. And I met with CSEA and Jennifer a couple weeks ago. I want to tell you how heavy that work is. It's very heavy work. I don't know how many of you have ever been in a situation where you go in and you share some things and you listen. At one of the school sites, it was 2 hours and 45 minutes. It's just listening to what's going on. Now, I had to stop and think about it, because as I'm hearing this, I'm writing down everything. I'm responding to some things that I can respond to. There are some things that we get done right away, which is great. There's some challenges that we don't have answers to. But I forgot, Anthony's right there with me the whole time, listening to everything that is being said. And let me say this, people don't hold back. Do you know that there are times where people go, oh, I can't say this is the superintendent? That doesn't happen in Banning. It doesn't happen in Banning because of who I am. That's why it doesn't happen. But that's what we want. We want people to be honest. We want people to be upfront. That way we work through that process. And so one of the things that I'm doing is I'm collecting that information and I'm developing themes that are across the district. It is very clear to me that there are some things that are happening across the district that we must fix, and we will fix. So, but I want to share with you something that happened 2 weeks ago that has altered my thinking forever. It was Banning High School. And I went to Banning High School. Anthony and I went, and there was some misunderstanding about whatever, but we walked in and that room was full. The library was full. There were people on the floor. There were people standing up because it was their whole staff meeting. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been going to high schools for over 20 years talking to high school teachers. It is not the most, I don't know the word, it's not something you look forward to. It's not, I'm just being real. It's not what you look forward to, because they are going to tell you what they think, 1, and 2, the majority of the high schools across the country, most of those teachers have been there for a long time. They know their stuff, and they're like, this is what I do, this is what we need. So I was expecting that. Let me tell you what happened. The meeting lasted over an hour or so, and Mr. Pauls got it started. He said something that just really put a flame in me. But it was about moving to instruction. And that's what I've been talking about with the board. That's what we have to focus on in the district, and people are really excited about that. But as the staff started to unravel the challenges, as they started to talk about all of these things, it was just like every other site. Here's a list of all of those things. When I went home and reflected upon it, and I went back and tallied it, almost every single thing that was mentioned was about our students. It was about, I need this so I can help our students. We have students who have challenges. We need to do this. I don't have this access, so I can provide support to our students. I've never experienced that in my career. In 27 years, I've never experienced that. What does that say to me? That says I am in the right space at the right time with the right people to make things happen for our students. I cannot tell you how deeply moved I am with the Banning High School staff and their love of students and why they come to work. And that's not just Banning High School. That is in our district. We have a very special place here. And we are at a point where we are going to make monumental growth. And I'll tell you why. Now, Anthony came up and he shared some things about negotiations and collaboration and so forth, and we're going to work on those things. I believe Anthony and I have a great relationship, and when I say certain things, that's what I mean. And I follow up on that. So I hear you, Anthony, and we will address those things. But I'll say this, in 27 years, I have never in my life felt like, as an educator, that I have an opportunity to make and be a part of a team to make drastic changes for students in the community. And that is exactly what is going to happen. I've been working with our teams. There's some other things that are on the way that will be shared. And these are things that we don't have a choice because we're going to put in front of our face. If you're working on your wellness, if you're working on your weight, if you're working on a whatever project it is, if you don't have data and you don't have the information in front of your face, how can you improve? If you're having problems with some medical issues, you can't just put a blindfold on and go, oh, I think I'm gonna eat some oranges and it's gonna get better. No, what do? You go to the doctor and you get blood work. That's what we're gonna start doing. We're gonna start looking at our blood work. What are our assessments? What does it look like? How do we improve? That's how we're going to fundamentally change what we're doing on this district. And I can't tell you how excited I am about it because we have the right people, because they care about kids. So I just wanted to share that with you. That was 11 minutes too long. So I'm really looking forward to the future. Thank you.
All right, moving on to item 5, consent calendar.
The recommendation is to approve consent calendar agenda items 5.2 through 5.4 as provided. All matters listed under the consent calendar agenda are considered to be routine and enacted by one motion and vote. There is no separate discussion of these items prior to the time the Board of Trustees considers the motion unless a member of the board or administrative staff requests that specific items be discussed and/or removed.
Thank you. Do we have a motion and a second to approve the consent calendar agenda as provided? I'll move.
I'll second.
I have a motion from myself and a second from trustee Martinez Lara. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 6.1, Florida Street Discovery Center. Presentation. I would like to invite Florida Street Discovery Center Principal, Mrs. Burgess, to share tonight's presentation.
Let's see if I can start off better than Breyer did. He did such a fantastic job. And the other thing that I must say before I get started is it just warmed my heart that when we were saying the flag salute, I looked at him and I don't know if you guys saw him. He was right there saying it with us. So that is what we get from Florida Street. Okay. Good evening, Board President Ruiz, distinguished guest of the board, Superintendent Davis, members of the Banning community, my wonderful colleagues, and my wonderful staff who came to support. My name is Colette Burgess, and I am the proud principal of Florida Street Discovery Center, home of the Shetland Ponies, where we make learning fun. Give me a hand, okay. Okay, here are, this is the start of my thing. So Banning Unified District is a diverse community that collaborates to develop responsible, respectful, and prepared students to achieve their full potential. We are here to prepare, inspire, and educate. Florida Street's goals are to provide a positive and meaningful environment for all students, promote social and emotional development, provide an academic experience that will help students develop their school readiness skills. And we are Banning, which is our theme for this year. I have a picture of my wonderful SDC teachers. I also, in the middle, have a picture of my state preschool teachers and my TK teachers. What I'm going to visit and talk about is my transitional kinder program, the program also with my students with exceptional needs and my state preschool. As you can see in the picture, we or our students are learning through play. And in the first picture, you see that there is, they have they're doing art. I have a student that has a paintbrush in their hand, and from the way he is grasping the paintbrush, later on, that grasp will help him grasp a pencil, a crayon, which will lead into writing. We also have students who are playing with manipulatives. They learn their colors through playing with it and how to build. And then our science that we've done, we had a teacher create the goo. So students were able to touch the goo and talk about the texture of it and play with it from their creation from a recipe. We also have a fruits and vegetable day, and the students are able to taste different types of fruits and vegetable. This picture right here to the right is our students tasting the sugar snap peas. And our students know how to, they're learning the social and emotional, learning how, learning to deal with each other socially and emotionally. On the left-hand side, they are all in the cafeteria sitting pretty quiet. Pony Buck store. So I have a Pony Buck store. I go and visit the classrooms every week. On a Friday, the students will earn a pony buck. And with the pony bucks that the little dollars that they've earned, I have a little cart. I go to the classroom and the students will come up and count the bucks. And if you look at the cart, you'll see a 3 through 4, you'll see a 5 through 6, and a 7 through 8. Well, they are also recognizing the numbers. And if they don't recognize the numbers yet, they'll recognize the color on there. So on the top shelf, you'll see the blue or the yellow or the green. And in this last picture, one of our little ones is counting the pony bucks, and according to whatever he earned that week, then he'll get to pick from the top shelf, the middle shelf, or the bottom shelf. Now, let me tell you, last week, last Friday, I forgot to do the pony bucks. And so the students, as they were leaving, they were like, Miss Burgess, how dare you? You forgot our pony bucks. I was outside saying goodbye, have a, happy Friday, have a good weekend. And they're like, no way, you didn't do your job today. You didn't do your job. So I had to promise them that on Monday, I'll come in and we'll have the pony book store. So I did it on Monday and I owe it again to them tomorrow. So they really look forward to having the pony book store. Technology is used in our TK classrooms. Our little ones know how to use the Chromebook. They're also using the Footsteps to Brilliance, and the parents are also log into the Footsteps to Brilliance. And I know in the future, eventually, we are working on getting new Chromebooks. And the students have a little card with their picture and a QR code. So they are able to log on that way to get into Footsteps to Brilliance. Another curriculum that our teacher uses is the teaching strategies, the curriculum to use to guide instruction, and the world of wonders. The teachers use the educational software for guiding instruction, which is the ESGI. They pull the assessment numbers out of the ESGI system. So the students go into onto the computer, and that's where a lot of the teachers collect the data from ESGI in the system. Our SDC teachers and the state preschool school teachers, they use the desired results developmental profile, which is the DRDP, to measure our students, and then the SPED teachers use the unique learning systems. I'm going to show us a few pictures of our state preschool students. As you can see in the middle, you see a student using the pencil to freely write his name. So he is attempting to learn his name and learn how to write it. We have our little ones who are playing in the dollhouse and having carpet time, and they love, 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 love recess. With the sensory table, our students are able to sort. So as you can see in the picture, there is a green plate with green bears in it. So that is sorting and classifying. And in the last picture, there's another type of sorting with dinosaurs. So we see the large dinosaur, medium, and the small dinosaurs. So they are learning through play, and the students really enjoy this. Some of our school activities are monthly perfect attendance. We had a classroom perform a play, The Gingerbread Man, and we had the parents come in and look at the play. We've had a twin day, the 100 days of school, a winter performance, Western Wear Day, and we had the police come to visit our students for Career Day, and we celebrated Read Across America. This right here, our little free library, our parents and students love to take books from this library. It seems like every other week we're having to put more books in it because the parents and the students, the students will go walking and wait, no, can I go get a book? And the students and parents are just so happy they get to take a book and read it with their family. So the biggest highlight of them all was our new expansion. And I have to say, our students love their new classrooms. They love the new playground. It has been a positive for Florida Street. A plaque here was put up a couple of weeks ago in dedication of that day. And there's a dedication to our wonderful Board of Trustees, Superintendent, Assistant Superintendent, and Mr. Page. Here's another picture of our beautiful playground and classrooms. We have a few upcoming events. We're going to have an open house. We're going to also have a spring party egg hunt, a butterfly release. We're going to have a day to recognize our moms and have muffin with moms and pastry with dads. And then at the end, we're going to have a promotion. Oh, hold on. Okay, so this is a video of my students saying, how do I do this? Saying, we are Florida, and they're going to say thank you so much for their school. Thank you. Or maybe we can't hear it, huh? Okay, it's okay, I'll say it. So the students were, every morning when we do our flag salute, we go through our poem, and then I'll say, "Hey, are you ready for school today?" And I think some people have seen it, and the little ones would yell, "Oh, yeah!" And then I'll say, "Are you ready to learn today?" And they would say, "Oh, yeah!" And then I'll say, "Okay, let's count it down." And they would say, "1, 2, 3, we are Florida." And then in the recording, we said that, and then they all said thank you. So I want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for all of your support. And I know that some of you have been here for a couple of years, so we are continuing to climb. You're gonna There you go. So I just want to thank you so much for all of your support. Yes, I was a little nervous at the beginning, but I'm good now. I can't let Briar beat me out. Um, and we are going places where my teachers are involved in more trainings, and we just want to say just thanks for the support. And that's it. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, and thank you for all you do with our littles. Item 6.2, District Safety Security Measures Presentation. I would like to invite District School Safety Coordinator, Mr. Shulriff, to share tonight's presentation.
Hi, good evening. Florida Street has set a pretty high bar tonight. Tough act to follow here. I wanted to provide an update on the Evolved Weapons Detection System that we've spoken about on several occasions. So just as a bit of background, really this project started as part of efforts to seek and create safer learning environments for the students and the staff at all of our sites. But most notably, making sure that we were putting forward efforts to keep weapons off of our campus, particularly at the secondary level, again, to keep those students and staff members safe. So this has been a very long and very tedious process for us. So if you look going back to the beginning of this research timeline, we were introduced to this idea of a weapons detection system back in July of 2023, and you can see, and we've presented on some of these other steps here as we've gone along, it's been a very collaborative process, working with our neighboring partners, like Hemet Unified School District, working within our own district safety committee, to really trying to put a plan together to effectively improve safety at the school sites. So earlier this year, I came and we presented. So at the beginning of the school year, we had a pilot of 2 scanning stations at Nicollet Middle School. This was done over the course of 3 days. And after that pilot was over, we reached out to the students and staff for feedback on how that system worked, what the process was like, and looked for suggestions for future potential adoptions. So we brought this back to our safety committee in October and reviewed the data and assessed where we were in that plan. Now, part of the conversations that took place in the October and February sessions of the District Safety Committee were that, one, we needed to make sure that we could identify solutions to support the potential adoption of a weapons detection system, but also to just generally improve safety at the school sites as well. And what we did was we commissioned a safety audit of our secondary sites at that time. So what I'm here today to do is to present the findings from that audit and then provide you with feedback that all of the safety committee members had when we went and reviewed the data and reviewed the audit. So there was a commonality between feedback from safety committee members and the results of that study, and it's really boiled down into 4 major findings here. We identified a need to improve our infrastructure at the secondary level. So this includes fencing in areas that don't currently have fencing, the repair of gates in key areas, the automation of vehicle gates in key areas at the school sites, the need for staffing to support the potential adoption of a weapons detection system was one of our findings here. One of the other things that was mentioned very often was the need to have improved camera coverage at all of our sites, not just the secondary level here. And that's actually something that we're in the middle of working on right now. We're actually on our 4th site as part of that phase project for all of our school sites and district facilities. And the last thing that was identified here as a major finding or a need for the district moving forward was really to have true single points of entry at our school sites. And this would be secured entry vestibules at each of the school sites. So those are the findings that were identified by both safety committee members and by the audit that was conducted. And really, what it boils down to here is that there is a need, obviously, to improve the physical safety measures at all of these sites. But this is twofold. So in order to support the potential adoption of a weapons detection system, but just to improve safety in general at these sites, there was a need to address these infrastructure concerns, to address these concerns related to cameras, to more secured entryways at these sites here. And really that needs to happen first. That is the most pressing and immediate concern for us at this point in time from a physical safety standpoint. So our next step, so we're in the process of upgrading and adding cameras at all of our sites. Flores Street Discovery Center was the first site to be addressed in this second phase project. Hoffer Elementary was the second. We are currently having cameras installed at Banning High School as well, and this work will continue on through the next few months as well, until every single school site and every single district facility is addressed as part of this second phase of the project. So that's one. We've also started working on addressing those infrastructure concerns that were brought up as part of those safety committee discussions and by the audits. So we have actually worked, we've gathered quotes, and we're moving forward at upgrading the fencing at our secondary level specifically, improving gates. That's not only repairing some of the gates that we have at these sites, but also automating the vehicle gates in these key areas, which have been areas of concern for us in the past, is making sure that we have safe and secure campuses from the outside in. And so that's what we're working on right now. We've also started to look into options to add true single points of entries at all of our sites as well. So we are working on an accelerated timeline to try to get these projects done and get the work started as quickly as possible. So really the next steps beyond that is to take this information, take this feedback, and reconvene with the safety committee to assess next steps beyond this. That will happen on May 7th. It's the next and last time for the school year that group will meet. And it's really going to be critical for that group to really map out what these improvements are going to look like in the coming months. So that is all I have to present for you today. Are there any questions about any of those components?
I have a question, excuse me, regarding the fencing. Is there a list of priority for sites that we're working on for fencing?
Yeah, so we've prioritized the 3 secondary schools, so Banning High School, Nicollet Middle School, and Coombs. As far as fencing is concerned, Coombs is what we're looking to be the main recipient of fencing additions. But we're looking at automating gates and improving gates at all 3 of those sites. But the secondary level, to answer your question, is what the primary focus has been. That's the area of most need that we've identified at this point.
I have a question regarding Hoffer and the fence along the park. Is that on the list?
So that's actually something we spoke about at our last district safety committee meeting and actually the facilities master plan meeting as well. So there is existing fencing. I know there are safety concerns as far as the proximity from that school site, the play area, and the park that's just south of that as well. So yes, to answer your question, we are looking at improvements to try to, at least in a short-term sense, take away some of the line of sight and make sure that that we're moving forward in protecting our students in that area, for sure.
If I can just add to the fences and gates, just in terms of amount, I know that safety is a huge priority for our board. I know it was asked specifically to add some additional resources for that, which was done. And and correct me if I'm wrong, Joe, just for gates and fences for the secondary level, I believe, would be about $260,000.
That's
Now, that would
correct.
be a one-time cost, but that does not include the other projects and plans. So anything that we talk about, we have to look at the total project and then prioritize from that, given the amount of funding we have. So each one of those components that was discussed, we have tried to quantify that in terms of dollars. Some are one-time costs, others would be annual costs. So just as information.
And then what does the timeline look like before we have all those up?
So the hope and really the goal is to start addressing these needs in the summertime and try to get as much of that work done as we can. There are a lot of projects that we are working on right now, not just for safety. We have cameras being installed over the summer. We're looking at these infrastructure improvements as well, looking at the single points of entry, all the work that we would like to start on as early as possible. So in an ideal scenario, summer start time. Yes.
And summer end time, hopefully?
The hope is at least to get that work done at some of the sites by the time the students return in August. Yes,
That'd be great. I just
absolutely.
wouldn't want to see their education disrupted by.
Absolutely. We try to always prioritize non-student time when we're doing this work. It makes it a little bit tricky because those times are few and far between throughout the school
Right.
year.
Right, definitely. Thank you.
Any other questions? No? Right. Thank you, Mr. Shorroff.
Thank you.
Item 7.1, Educational Services District Quarterly Report on Williams Uniform Complaints. This item is information only. Are there any questions? Item 8.1, Human Resources, California Day of the Teacher.
This item is for the board to adopt resolution number 25-013, recognizing May 14, 2025 as California Day of the Teacher.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 8.1?
I move.
A second?
Any discussion or questions?
Yeah, I had asked in agenda review why it's only a day. And Mr. Davis, thank you for clarification on that. I know we usually pick a day for both CSEA as well as BTA to celebrate both both bargaining units. And I know it's ed code, but I still think we should make it a week.
So to further clarify that, at some of our sites, I don't want to say all, I believe that principals for teachers, every day there's a different thing that they do for teachers. And then on the one day a week, which would be Wednesday, that's when the district provides some type of recognition. Same thing with CSEA. CSEA's is a week-long celebration, but then the district provides on that Wednesday something. So it's a little wider, but this would be for the day that the district is showing their recognition.
I'm not going against ed code. I'm just saying I wish it were a week.
Understood.
Any further discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from trustee Novellus to approve item 8.1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 8.2, Human Resources, Classified School Employee Week.
This item is for the board to adopt resolution number 25-014, recognizing Classified School Employee Week, May 18 through May 24, 2025.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 8.2?
I'll move.
I second.
Troutman? Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Novellus and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 8.2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 9.1, Business Services, Facilities Joint Use Agreement.
This item is for the board to approve the Facilities Joint Use Agreement between the Banning Unified School District and the City of Banning.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.1?
I'll move. I second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Martinez Lara and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 9.1. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 9.2, Business Services, Notice of Completion.
This item is for the board to approve the notice of completion for the Central Elementary School emergency asphalt repair with JB Bostic LLC.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.2? I'll move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from myself and a second from trustee Martinez Lara to approve item 9.2. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 9.3, Business Services, Authorization to apply for and secure grant funding.
This item is for the board to adopt resolution number 25-018, authorization to apply for and secure grant funding from the South Coast AWMD Lower Emission School Bus Program.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.3?
I move.
I second.
Any discussion or questions?
I do have a question. Infrastructure-wise, are we gonna be able to support these? Infrastructure-wise? And
Yes.
for long-term?
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Davis, cabinet members. Yes, we're actually going to have to improve our infrastructure as well, but part of this grant also offers money for infrastructure. I'm sorry, could you hear me okay?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, okay.
Any other questions?
I do have one more question. What is the long-term, how do you see this as far as long-term use of these things, of these vehicles?
Long-term use of these vehicles, roughly about a 15-year lifespan. These vehicles will be used for home to school around town due to their range. Each vehicle will have roughly about 150-mile range. Beyond that, we will have to work with charging stations throughout the state of California as we go farther than that. The plan right now is to use the EV vehicles for our home to school and to keep our CNG or compressed natural gas for our long-range field trips.
Okay, and how do they compare with gas vehicles as far as cost savings for us?
Cost savings overall, the pencil out is they're about the same in the end. What they do, where the big return's going to be for us is in the overall maintenance of the vehicles. They're going to require less maintenance over the lifetime of the vehicles. And it's my prediction that the state is going to eventually give another tiered rate through public utilities for EV vehicles. There's many in the industry who believe that. That's one of the reasons why the infrastructure we're going to put in is going to have a separate meter just for our EV vehicles. So when that happens, we'll be able to clearly define those rates and define the kilowatts used for those.
Okay, are these buses going to be compatible with charging stations across the California?
Yes, that's one of the advantages of getting into it on the third or fourth round is they are standardizing the charging stations throughout, just as they did with the CNG compressed charging stations. So as of right now, yes, we will be able to, even your two city ones here right next off of San Antonio, our buses would connect to those if it was a large enough parking lot to pull that vehicle in.
Okay, and what if we have to replace, I'm so sorry, if we have to replace those batteries, what are we looking at and what is the warranty?
The warranty on the batteries are 8 years. That is the life cycle of the batteries. And we'd be looking at about roughly 50% of the cost of the vehicle. which would be right around $150,000.
So in 8
The
years,
life, that's the warranty. The average life right now is up to about 10 to 12 years on those batteries.
okay, so we only have an 8-year guarantee at 150,000 per bus?
That is correct.
Okay, does that concern you?
No, it does not, because the warranty on the old CNGs expired before that due to mileage. Your old warranties on the CNGs or the diesels would last about 36,000 or 62,000. And what we drive them, they were typically gone in 3 to 4 years.
Okay,
And it would cost us almost about 30% of the cost of the original purchase of that to rebuild or replace that CNG motor.
and how much would that be?
Right now, to rebuild them, we're looking at close to $25,000. And that's with our in-house labor, doing it in-house. If we were to ship it out, it would be closer to 50,000. And the buses originally cost about half that, twice that, about 100 to 115,000.
Okay, so these would be 150,000 per, and you're saying that they're going to be more cost efficient?
Yes,
Can you explain that?
because they're going to last overall longer. You're going to have more fuel. You're going to get the KW rate is going to be cheaper than the CNG rate. Over the life expectancy of the bus, the mathematics says that they're more cost effective.
And if I may add, I just wanted to add one major component here. This is not necessarily a cost initiative of any sort. This is an initiative by way of the Air Quality Management Agency in the area going to electric vehicles. We can no longer purchase the compressed natural gas buses, which we had 6 in order, where only we received 2. And so in part of our transition as required by these agencies is moving towards this process of securing not only the electric buses, but also the infrastructure as well. So just wanted to add that key component as to why it is that we are going electric vehicle with our bus fleet.
Okay, thank you.
The other thing that is we haven't spoke about is the grant will pay for 85% of the bus, where if we buy anything else, which we can't, we would be paying 100% of that purchase.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Any other questions?
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Hmm?
This is to authorize applying for the grant, correct?
That is correct. We are in step B, which is the initial phases. This is just simply acknowledge that the board has given us authorization to move forward to apply for the grant up to 6 buses. It does not lock us into any purchases. That is in the next phase once we find a dealer and we sign that contract with that dealer. So this is basically, the board is allowing me authorization to move forward with the grant.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Thank you. Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from trustee Novellus to approve item 9.3. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 9.4, business services, authorization to encumber funds for the following fiscal year.
This item is for the board to adopt resolution number 25-019, authorization to encumber funds for the following fiscal year, 2025-26.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.4?
I move.
I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Troutman and a second from trustee Novellus to approve item 9.4. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 9.5, business services contractual agreements.
This item is for the board to approve and/or ratify contractual agreements as provided.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.5?
I'll move.
I'll second. Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Martinez Lara and a second from myself to approve item 9.5. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 9.6, Business Services, Monthly Fiscal Services Reports.
This item is for the board to approve monthly fiscal services reports, bank reconciliations, purchase orders, warrant summary, and commercial warrant registers.
Is there a motion and a second to open and discuss item 9.6?
I'll move. I'll second.
Any discussion or questions? I have a motion from trustee Martinez Lara and a second from trustee Troutman to approve item 9.6. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. Item 10.1, board members' comments. Don't all go at once.
Yeah, I'll go. First of all, I want to thank Mrs. Burgess for her dedication, enthusiasm, and in teaching these little ones. I was very impressed with Briar as well. As an elementary school teacher, I found him completely fascinating. How old is he? Oh my gosh. 4 going on 25. He was amazing, absolutely amazing. His attention span, everything. It's so wonderful to see in your presentation the technology, the money and commerce that you are giving them, the Writing Road to Reading, the food identification, and tapping various learning modalities. I really enjoyed that. The social interaction and the sorting classifications for science. The responsibilities that they meet their personal obligations with attendance, the amount of reading, the visual stimulation, the physical exercise. I could go on, but I know people want to go home. But thank you so much. And in regards to Mr. Davis's data is a great way to continue understanding how our students are going to learn. I think partnershiping in a direction that encourages students buy-in, because each year we lose students that crave the kinesthetic buy-in in STEAM, and I'm just going to say that again, in having students partner in spaces that they need. And I think that looking at those kinds of things it's very important, not just in the fact that we're going to educate our children, but how we're going to educate them, I think is vital. So I just want to encourage us in that direction. Thank you.
I guess I'll go. So I've had the opportunity to attend a couple things recently, and I was very glad that I was able to. I did attend Charlie Brown, but I attended on Sunday, and there was a small incident with Charlie Brown. So someone had to replace Charlie Brown on the spot, and she did a phenomenal job. So I just want to put that out there. She stepped up and she did amazing. Today I attended the Bronco Wellness Walk. It was a great event. You guys did a phenomenal job. Thank you, Mr. Paz. It was great to see all of the vendors out there that were offering services and giving the kids information. The bird dancers at the beginning was amazing. I love watching them dance, so that was a lot of fun. It was just good to see the kids out there. I did ask who was invited, and they said it was just the freshman class because of logistics with size. So it was very nice walking around the track with a bunch of freshmen. They didn't question who I was at all. It was great. I just love all the things that are happening. I love Mr. Davis's motivational speech that he sees great things coming. I feel it. I see it too. And I just want to thank everybody for your part in it. And I hope that we all continue to work together. Thank you.
Okay, so I think I'm losing my voice. So I do apologize. And I do have a post-it with lots of great things, but I just want to say thank you to everyone for your hard work. And hopefully with spring break, we all get some rest to finish strong the school year. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to everyone, as always. and I look forward to all the events that are coming up. I wish I could participate in all of them, but I am hoping to get out there and participate in a few of them. I had the privilege and honor to go to the Un, Dos, Tres Andres concert for our dual immersion program for Central. And for those of you who follow the Central page or myself, I did get to post a lot of video footage that I caught from these babies just like up and dancing and wanting to get on the stage and participating. These kids were just like, I couldn't stop smiling from how much fun these kiddos were having. And then the parents got pulled on stage and Miss Cole got pulled on stage. It was a very, very fun event. It was a great opportunity for our students. I hope that comes back because the little ones were just excited for like weeks before the event even came. So thank you so much, Ms. Cole, for that. Thank you to all our staff. Thank you for the great job you're doing. It was amazing to see a 5-year-old read so well. Oh my God, better than myself, honestly. And thank you for that because they are our future and that is what we need. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you to each and every one of you that comes out, puts their heart and soul into our kiddos, our community. Thank you.
So I would like to start off. I apologize for my tardiness. I ran into a bit of traffic. And therein I missed Little Briar's speech, and I'm really sad I missed that. Yeah, I will. I'm going to watch it when it comes out. And I I would just like to say May is my favorite month of the year because that's when graduation happens, promotion happens, these celebrations. You know, we get to celebrate so many things and so many people, and it's my favorite time of the year. And I'm especially grateful to all Banning USD employees for your hard work and dedication to the students and to your job, what you do. And I hope everyone has a really great night.
Can I just say one more thing? Angel, thank you for your piece. Thank you for that touching father coming home. Meant the world to me to see that. I just think that that's very inspirational, and I do appreciate all of your communication, your creativity. I said it to you privately in an email, but I want to say it now. And this does not preclude anyone else here, but I just had to say that since you're a very new person. But thank you. Keep up the good work.
Item 11.1, future board items.
I don't have one, but I just want to say I'm really grateful we finally got to have our safety presentation. Thank you, Mr. Shilruth.
Wasn't there something else that we were going to put on the school board? Meetings? Maybe not. So, yeah.
June. We have 2 in June. We have time. Are you guys ready? I'm ready. You ready? All right. Item 14.1, adjourn meeting. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
I'll second.
That was fast. I have a motion from trustee Martinez Lara and a second from trustee Novales to adjourn this meeting. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Motion passes 5-0. This meeting is adjourned at 9:11 p.m.